welcome to It's a High Raw Life, episode 33. I'm so excited today. As soon as I got my raw food cleanse book, I flipped through and read all of the recipes right away. And the one recipe I have been dying to make is raw mustard. Mustard is my favorite condiment in the whole wide world. I love it. I love it hot. I love it mild. I don't love it yellow. Okay, I don't love it always because I don't love it yellow, but I do love it. And so I am doubling the recipe because underneath the raw mustard recipe was a recipe for honey mustard dressing. So I thought, I'll just make enough to have it both. So what I have done is last night I took 1 cup of mustard seeds. So remember, I doubled this recipe, so you probably don't need this much. And I've done seeds, 1 cup of mineral water, and I did 12 tablespoons of lemon juice. Yeah, you could do the math on that one yourself. I did actually, and it was 3/4 cup, I think, but I hate to do the conversion because then if I'm wrong, I feel bad. Then you let that soak overnight, and then you put it in the blender or food processor. So you could do this in either. I'll stick my face in there. It smells a little horseradishy. So I'm using yellow mustard seeds. It didn't specify what kind to use, but I kind of figured that would be a good choice. And now we're going to put in 1/4 cup of honey, raw honey. I have been using so much of my, that giant jar of raw honey that I bought, cruising through that jar. Love it. I'll have to go back and get more next time I'm down that way. Okay. So, if you can see here, I have out 3 of these rubber spatulas. I was going to try to not lick my finger today. We'll see what happens. It's hard to get all this stuff off though. Okay, so let's blend it up and see if we can make some mustard. I love mustard on anything at all, and I was thinking this will be really good for dinner tonight. I'm going to make my unfried rice with the cauliflower, which I did on one of the earliest episodes, and then I'm going to make spring rolls with it. So if this is yummy, this is going inside the spring roll because I don't want to do peanut sauce tonight. Let's assume this is done, and we'll pull some out and we'll see what's going on. Now, I had added about 2 more teaspoons of lemon juice, thinking it needed a little liquid. So, I'm still excited. I don't mean to not seem excited, I still am. Here we go. I'm going to pull some out and give it a taste. The texture looks nice. It's kind of like stone ground mustard. Holy moly! That's spicy! I love it. That's serious. I feel like I need a Rolls Royce, you know, so I could pull up with a jar. Anyone remember that commercial? Wow, this is some spicy mustard. I have to find a cute jar. Put some of this in for a gift. I know someone who really likes spicy mustard. Okay, here's the deal. Don't double this recipe. It's hard on the blender. This is going to be messy. It's hard on the blender. I think that the smaller amount would be better. So we're just going to keep going because I'm going to fill this jar up with the mustard, and then I'm going to continue on and make the honey mustard dressing, which is apparently going to be some hot stuff. Now, the recipe says this can keep in the fridge for months. Okay, so we're starting off our dressing with 1/2 cup of raw mustard. To that, we are going to add 1/2 cup of olive oil. That's going to give it a really nice creamy dressing texture, I think. And then to that, 1/2 cup of honey. Now, since I already know it is very spicy, this will be good. The sweetness with that is going to be amazing. You know what it reminds me a little bit of, if you've ever had Russian mustard, hot mustard, it has that really spicy kick with a tinge of sweet. But if you don't like spicy, well, I'm sure there's other ways you could tone it down. But this is definitely, it's spicy, so be forewarned. Okay, so we got that half a cup of honey in there, half a cup of olive oil, half a cup of raw mustard, and now I'm going to use a whole half a cup of water. I might find that I need to add more, or I might find that I shouldn't have added it all at one time. So you can add it just a little bit at a time, but with the thickness of this mustard, I am just gathering that I'm going to need at least that half a cup of water. So here we go. We're making dressing now. Honey mustard dressing. I'm just going to take a second here to check the texture and consistency of the dressing and make sure it's where I want it to be. Now, I'm not the hugest fan of honey mustard dressing, but my husband, he likes that kind of a dressing, and I thought, cool, check it out and try it. And I love to try a new thing, so I'll for sure eat a nice big salad with this and tossed in. Now, to me, this feels like a really nice, creamy dressing. I'm gonna give that a little taste. That is really good. That is a really good dressing. It is a little bit, there's heat, but it's at the back of it. Do you know what I mean by that? The olive oil is just perfect. It tones it down exactly where you need it to be. This is fantastic. This is really, really good. So I highly recommend making this. I'm going to say that's done, and I am going to fill in. See, I just save all these glass jars, and then I just put a little blue tape on it with write what's in there. I usually put the date on there as well, which I will do before I put it in the refrigerator. So actually this dressing tastes more like what I thought the mustard would taste like. So I think I'm going to change that label to say beware spicy, crazy, hot mustard. And then this is just this wonderful, delicate honey mustard dressing with a heat kick in the back of it. So, oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I think tonight in the spring rolls that I make to go with my unfried rice, I'll use the dressing as a dip or put it in. That hot mustard in the spring rolls would be really good too. Be like a horseradish. Be perfect. Oh, good. Thanks for experimenting with me. Sometimes it's just fun to watch somebody sort of figure it out as they go. So there we go. It's High Raw Life, trying something new. Raw mustard, raw honey mustard dressing.